Hello, this is Yaakov Kronenberg from Jerusalem, and tonight another class in a series of classes on Sagittarius ascendant and Jupiter in the different signs. Tonight we'll be doing Jupiter in Cancer. Jupiter in Cancer with a Sagittarius rising is an interesting combination because Jupiter here will be 8 signs away. The sign of death, actually, right? When something is 8 signs away, that's where the planet dies. That's where the sign dies. So Sagittarius dies in the home, right? In Cancer. The Sagittarius, they're the travelers, the adventurers of the zodiac. They're always looking for new horizons, new places, whether it's conquering outer space or inner space or getting to the higher worlds, but they're always out there traveling and exploring, and so if you put them in the home, they die in the home. It can be a very difficult sign for women, actually, the Sagittarius ascendant. Sagittarius ascendant are very nice people, very enjoyable people. They're one of the most appreciated, most lovable of the signs. But it's a hard sign to have, to be in the home. And so a woman, her place for the most part is still, is much more in the home than the man. And so when she has the Sagittarius, just in a general way, because you see it has Cancer on the 8th house. See, if you look at the sign on the 8th house cusp, that tells you how the person dies, right? And so Sagittarius having Cancer on the 8th house, they're going to die in the home. And you can take that not only literally, but you can also take it figuratively, that it's very difficult for them to be constrained in a home. They want to be out there exploring, and so it can be difficult. In the same hand, so when you have the ruling planet in the 8th, there's going to be a dichotomy here between the ascendant and the ruling planet. The ascendant wants one thing, and the ruling planet wants something completely different, and so it can be a difficult combination. But in any case, a person that has a ruling planet in the 8th house is going to be an interest in 8th house affairs. Besides being concerned with death type of matters, there's going to be an interest in making money, other people's money. I always say that when you have the ruling planet in the 8th, especially in women's charts, they want to be taking, they want to marry a wealthy man, right? Because the 8th house is the other person's money, is the marriage partner's money. Today, there's a lot of women who make a lot of money, and so you're going to see men that also have this combination. 1 in 8 that they're going to be looking to marry wealthy women. But in any case, it's still, I think, a little bit more prevalent with women that set out with this goal to marry a wealthy man. All right? If you have to get married, you might as well marry somebody who's rich. Well, you can love somebody who's rich just as easily as you can love somebody who's poor. And so there's a lot of people out there that with that approach. But in any case, when you have 1 in 8, there's going to be this is going to be an important point to make, especially here. See, in this chart, Jupiter in the 8th will be in Cancer. Cancer is exalted, right? Jupiter is very powerful in the sign of Cancer because Cancer rules the home, and Jupiter is where Jupiter works the best. So a lot of times a person with this combination is going to be very wealthy. Right? It brings wealth because you have the ruler in the money house exalted, the best planet, and it's exalted, so it brings a lot of wealth. A lot of times they succeed in finding the rich man or in finding a profession that brings wealth. So it's an interesting combination. Besides that, it's going to bring an interest, of course, in all things that are connected with the 8th house. All 8th house affairs be connected with like we said, other people's money. It's interested in mysticism. It's interested in the say psychology. A lot of people that have it tend to be involved in psychology, or they're involved in making money. I've seen a lot of stockbrokers that have this combination, that have the ruler of 1 and 8, because there's been an interest in money and banking. You could find people that have banking, but with specifically Jupiter in Cancer, I've seen a lot of people that really, I've seen psychologists with this position. It's Jupiter, when you have the ruling planet exalted, there could be a tendency towards when you have Jupiter exalted as the ruling planet. Whenever you have the ruling planet exalted, it lifts the person up, but it also gives them right. That's one thing, and it also gives them a sense of unreality, because they feel like they're better than they really are. They see themselves as exalted, especially if the planet is high, like Jupiter in Cancer. It's fairly high in the chart. It's in the 8th house, moving towards the 9th, which is near the top of the chart. So they're going to feel that they're better than other people. Tonight I want to look at a chart of a famous woman that actually she met some of the criteria that we're talking about now. Her name was Coco Chanel. She actually started one of the most famous fashion houses in Europe. She became tremendously successful. She was an icon. Her perfume, Chanel No. 5, was an iconic type of product that is still known today as the perfume. And she was very successful. How did she start in business? She met, when she was young, she met a very wealthy man, and he kept her. He didn't marry her, but he kept her. He gave her an apartment, and he supported her, and she lived with him for about 9-10 years. Even after he married someone else, he would still visit her, and through him, she became she started her business and became tremendously successful. The most devastating event in her life was when he died. He died in a car crash. He said after that her whole life was downhill. But she made that was her thing. That's how she got basically started in her business, was through meeting this man and his supporting her. And that's 1 in 8. That's 1 in 8. And she had she also had this the ruling planet exalted, and she was known. She made up tremendous amount of stories, especially about her early life. That she made up all these fantasy stories about it because she felt embarrassed by her humble beginnings. It wasn't right for a person who's got their ruling planet exalted, and she was known for that. She made up all sorts of stories, and if you look at her chart, I don't want to go too much into it tonight, but you see she's got that Jupiter there in Cancer, and Jupiter in Cancer is also going to get it's going to get aspects from all the outer planets. The outer planets are going to aspect it, and they're going to make her unrealistic. They're going to add to that a certain amount of unrealism in her chart, right? Where when you have Neptune connected also to the Jupiter, the fantasy life, and Uranus is the strongest planet in the chart, the highest planet in the chart. So there's going to be a desire for freedom in her chart. She never married, never had children. And she had the difficult, right? But she became an extraordinarily successful woman. But see the power of all those outer planets aspecting her ruling planet, Neptune, Pluto, and Uranus, and they're also and Uranus making a very tight aspect to the ascendant. And she also has a tight aspect from Mars to the ascendant. And she had Mars, Uranus squared to each other. The tightest aspects to the ascendant were Uranus and Mars, and so they're going to give her a lot of the drive that she had and the success that came to her. A very, very hard pushing type of chart with the strong Mars and Uranus. And I thank everybody for listening.